What's up, everyone? We're back with not just any deck profile, but the deck profile. This is going to be Zombie Danger Control, and I absolutely love this deck. This is my most favorite deck of all time. As you can see, I dedicated a mat to it, my only field center to it, purple sleeves to match. Like, this is like all the way. Like, I just love this deck for sure. I'm an OG player back in the starter deck Kaiba YuGiOh days when like it was a much simpler game. Got back into YuGiOh about 2 years ago through a friend, and I was looking for a deck to play. And back then, you know, in the OG days, when something went to the graveyard, it was done. Like, the graveyard meant like goodbye, like you were done. And the fact that there was a deck out there that plays around the graveyard, that thrives in the graveyard, I thought was like really cool and broken. I mean, now we know that everything, you know, plays in the graveyard. You know, everything has graveyard effects. Like, that's just a standard now. But back then, you know, it was like mind-blowing. So when I heard about that 2 years ago, I thought it was really cool. And then when I saw Ballardrock, when I saw him, like the art on him and what he did, I was like just completely mind blown. And that's why I just had to build them. I had to build it. And ever since then, it's been my favorite deck since for the last 2 years. I built stronger decks and more fun decks, but it's just, this is my favorite deck. I just thought I think it's so cool, the control aspect of it. But anyways, let me go jump into it before I ramble on forever about this. Starting off with the main deck, we play double Ballardrock. Ballardrock, he is the boss monster of the deck. He's the main deck monster, so we're not reliant on the extra deck. And he has the effect of, during every standby phase, as long as there's a field spell active, we get to special summon him from the graveyard. It does not have to be Zombie World. It can be anything. As if our opponent even controls a field spell, we get to special summon him from the standby phase, every single standby phase, his and mine. And that's what makes him such a pain to deal with, because he keeps coming back over and over and over again. And his second effect is whenever a zombie monster activates its effect, we get to either negate that zombie monster's effect, or we get to banish a card, a monster from the field or graveyard. So if our opponent tries to activate an effect to special summon something from the graveyard, we don't even have to negate it. We can just banish that target that he plans on bringing out. And that's like, you know, insane. Now, it's once per chain, so you can't chain them both at the same time. You know, you can't, you know, like, they activate a zombie effect, you activate one, then they change to the zombie effect, and then we activate the other one. We can't do that. You gotta choose one. And you might be saying, well, that's only good for the mirror match. Like, why, how, who's playing zombies out there, right? Well, Zombie World makes everyone zombies. And if our opponents are playing cybers, pyros, or rocks, it doesn't matter. Now they're all zombies. So anytime they activate any monster effects in the field or in the graveyard, well, that's a zombie monster now, and it's activating effects. So now Doom King gets a trigger, and that's what allows us to like have control over the field. Really awesome. And that's Doom King. So next we play our Spice. It's gonna be Fraulein. Fraulein effect is that when anyone declares an attack, anyone, either a zombie or them, we get to special summon this from our hand, which that by itself is gonna trigger Doom King. And then we get to pay life points to increase our zombie monster's attack and defense. And so Doom King is 2800. He's not your typical 3k beater like you see a lot of boss monsters, but we can easily give him more attack and attack over anything really, by giving life points up to 3000. So he can get as big as 5800 if we really want to dish out those points, if we really want to keep him alive. That's what Fraulein does. Also, she has an effect where if she destroys a monster by battle, she's only 600 attack, so you will be paying life points for that, and we get to snatch that monster up from the grave. So when it destroys it, we can pay life points and then special summon that monster on our side of the field, and then that's ours. That monster is for us. So really cool effect that she does. Next we play triple Solitaire. Solitaire is our way to get a Unizombie. We get to tribute a zombie monster, typically himself, to special summon a tuner with 0 defense, and that's going to be Unizombie. Oh man, the savior of zombie decks. Like, so Solitaire's only objective really is to bring out Unizombie. So this is your starter. This is who like you really want to see turn one, whether it be Solitaire or Unizombie. And Unizombie, what he does is you get to either Foolish Burial a zombie monster, or you get to discard a card to increase his level by up 1, or himself or anyone else. We basically target a monster on the field, increase level by 1, but the level modification isn't something that really is too important. It's all about getting cards to the graveyard. So if we see, let's just say, Doom King in our hand, and we want to have him in the graveyard, we can easily just activate Unizombie to discard Baldrach into the grave, and then he'll be ready to be revived during the next standby phase, or if we want, we could use Mizuki to bring him out now. He's our way of getting hands to the grave, and also a way of getting our zombies to the grave too. And that's what Unizombie does. Like, he's just the savior of zombies. Like, you know, this is who you need to be seeing turn 1 for sure. Next we play double Banshee. Banshee is our field searcher. So Banshee has a quick effect. Whether she's on the field or grave, we get to activate a Unizombie. Activate Unizombie. Activate a zombie world. Not search it to hand, but activate it, so you can't Ash Banshee. Also, you can't DD Crow Banshee, because if you use Unizombie to Foolish Burial Banshee, right, and your opponent says, I'm gonna go ahead and activate DD Crow to banish the Banshee, you can activate Banshee because she's a quick effect. This is a quick effect even in the graveyard. So you say, no problem, chain, I'll banish to activate Zombie World right from the deck. You'll make them burn through a DD Crow that easily. I know because it happened before. I played at locals and someone did try DD Crow my Banshee, and they learned real quick that it's a quick effect. So I also like to have Banshee extra in the graveyard, just in case people try and pop Zombie World. People know that Zombie World needs to be active in order for this deck to thrive. If I already have my Doom King out, if I already have like a good game state and a Foolish Burial target, I'll Foolish Burial a Banshee just in case if they pop a Zombie World with like a Twin Twister. Banshee's right there, ready to activate another Zombie World, making our deck live. Yep, that's what Banshee does. Next we play the double Globe Bloom. Globe Bloom is our zombie searcher for the deck. Globe Bloom says that when it's sent to the graveyard, we get to banish it to special summon a level 5 or higher zombie monster, as long as we have Zombie World on the field. So if we don't have Zombie World, it goes to our hand. If we do have Zombie World on the field, it gets special summoned. And this is part of our combo in order to get Baldrach out. This is how we get our Baldrach. If we don't have Zombie World on the field, we can search for Fraulein. Because remember, Fraulein can activate in the hand to come out, so she's not needed special summon from this. And that's what Globe Bloom is for. And it's level 1, and that comes very important later on, as we'll discuss. Next we play the double Mizuki. Mizuki is a generic zombie extender. We get to banish him to special summon a zombie from the grave. Another good target if we want to combo off. I will show you a combo at the end of how we get to your ideal combo. Needle Fiber or Hockey Fiber actually really helped out this deck tremendously, really tremendously. And I'll show you guys a really cool combo after this deck profile. Alright, that's it for the main deck. That's really it. That's all we play for the main deck. And actually we also play, where is she? We play, hold on one second guys. Yeah, what am I talking about? We have more than that. It's more than, of course, this is a zombie danger deck, and we need danger for that. Now, dangers allow us to, 1, draw cards, right? And 2, get zombies into the grave. We don't mind the discard because zombies like being in the grave. So typically, if Mizuki goes to the grave, perfect, right? If Banshee goes to the grave, perfect. If we get Doom King in the grave, perfect. It actually helps us. So the draw power is much needed in the deck. The extra bodies don't hurt either, and so dangerous for sure. I play Tsushinoko, the Jackalope, and the Nessie. They're all at 1. I bump them up more if I could, but hey, banless is banless. Next we play double Thunderbird. Thunderbird is able to allow us to pop cards when they're set, which is good, and also double Bigfoot. Great for going second when we want to pop cards while we're trying to establish our combo on our board. And that's basically what I play. Two Bigfoots, 2 Thunderbirds, and 1 of each of the Jack, Yoshinoko, and Nessie. And that's it for our danger package. And last, for our last monster is Triple Ash. You know, Ash is pretty universal. Ever since it came out, it's always been a pretty good deck in the card in the format, and we prevent our opponents from searching. And remember, Ash is a zombie. Ghost Spell is a zombie. They're all zombies. Ogre is a zombie. So Doom King can negate these effects even in the hand. Just keep that in mind also. And that's truly it for the main deck monsters. Let's go ahead and go into the spells, starting with Upstart, the single Upstart, because 39 cards is better than playing 40. Zombie World, triple Zombie World. You can put this down to 2 if you like. I like the safeguard of having 3 of them, just in case one gets popped and banished, or, you know, even then I don't really, you don't want to see this in your hand. You typically don't want to see it in your hand, but sometimes you don't get the ideal hand you like. So Zombie World can be good in the hand straight from the bat. So I think Zombie World is a must-have for 3. Foolish Burial, have to, because our zombies like to be in the grave. Foolish Burial does that. Top of the Grave allows our plays to go through. If we get Ash and we don't have Doom King out yet, you know, we can go ahead and continue our plays. If we get Effect Veilered, you know, our Zombie gets Effect Veilered, hey, Top of the Grave is there for that too. And then we main deck Super Poly in this deck, and we do it because, as we know, Zombie World makes everyone into a zombie, and we have a Super Poly target that requires 2 zombies to make. So ideally, no matter what card they have on the field, whatever what monster they have on the field, they become a target. So you have double dragoons, no problem. You know, you have spellcasters, you have rocks, you have, you know, aquas. It doesn't matter what you have. Cybers, like, they're all zombies, and now I can Super Poly them away. And so really cool really cool thing about the deck is that we main deck Super Polys no matter what. Really cool. Next, we play the single Harpy Feather Duster because it's off the ban list. You might as well, right? Why not? And we struggle. This deck does struggle a bit with back row removal, so Duster does that. And then double Imperm. I play double. I don't mind. You know, you don't have to play 3. You know, although we already have ways to take care of monster effects, you would think, but this is more or less for going second. So from the hand, Imperm can be very useful. Also, since we don't have much back row removal, Imperm, if we, you know, zone right, we can negate spells and traps also as well. Things like Twin Twisters, if our opponents aren't very vigilant on where they're activating their cards. And that's basically it for the spells and traps. Next, let's go into, wait, hold on, these are off to the side. And it's like so important to the deck. Rivalry of the Warlords. Triple, have to play triple. Now, Rivalry has our zombie lock involves Rivalry of the Warlords and Zombie World. And what this lock does is Rivalry says each player can only control 1 type. So basically, you gotta choose 1 type you get to control. So let's just say you choose Cybers, right? If you choose Cybers, only thing you're allowed to have out is Cybers. If you try to bring something out, it better be Cybers, right? Well, with Zombie World turns your Cybers now into a zombie. So when you have a zombie on the field, Rivalry says that you can only control 1 type, meaning you have to bring out a zombie in order to have more than 1 of that monster. Unless you try bring out something that's a zombie, it's not coming out. It can't come out. And no, you're not allowed to link it away or tribute it away or exease it away, you know, into like something else because like, oh, you know, I already have 1 on there. I'm technically getting rid of the zombie to bring out something else. No, whatever comes out needs to be a zombie from the extra deck or hand or deck in order for it to come out. If your opponent already controls a zombie. So when they have nothing on the field, they're free to bring out anything they want. But as soon as they bring something out they want, we activate Rivalry while Zombie World's on the field, and they're completely locked. They can't do anything. So I like to activate this as right from the get-go. I'll wait until they bring out a monster, normal summon, special summon. As soon as they get that one little body on the field to try to combo off, activate zombie world, and that will completely shut them off. And they have to pop rivalry or zombie world in order to be able to play again. So an extremely strong lock for us. We thrive off zombie world. It doesn't hurt us because we play nothing but zombies basically, so it doesn't hurt us in the end. Alright, next we'll go to the extra deck, and then I'll show you guys the really cool combo that this deck can do. I play the Absolute Zero, or my Akachi, YuGiOh. She's good. I don't go into her very often because I'd rather go into Vampire Sucker for the draw power, but she's there if need be. She has an effect where if a monster is supposed to summon from the graveyard, we get to target a monster on the field, negates the effect, and it gets to its attack turns to 0, and that's permanent. It's not the end of the turn, that's permanent, and we do that twice per turn. So very cool. And 2900, not bad of an attack. She's link 4. I like to have her there just in case, you know. We play Double Sucker. Vampire Sucker has 2 effects. 1, whenever a zombie monster is revived from the grave, we get to draw a card. Also, we can activate her effect that where if we would tribute summon for a zombie, we're allowed to use one of their zombie monsters as one of the tributes for it. So it doesn't come very often, but if I have Doom King in my hand, which requires 2 tributes, I can activate an effect, and then I get to tribute one of their monsters and one of my monsters. So really cool, very good. And lastly is, not lastly, but we have Needle Fiber or Huggy Fibrax. This is our way to, we can go into Huggy Fibrax by using Unizombie. Unizombie is a tuner, and then maybe like a Mizuki, and then we can bring out our Glow Up Bloom using Huggy Fibrax. Next we play the single Avenger Savior. Avenger Savior is a way for us to get our zombies in the deck into the graveyard. When during calculation, I can Foolish Burial a zombie monster, and my opponent's attack gets decreased by 200 times its level. So if I Foolish Burial a Doom King, then my opponent's attack gets decreased by 1600, which is pretty good. So great way to get monsters in the graveyard. Single Phoenix, like I said, for back row removal. You know, we struggle against back row, so activate this, pops a back row. Link Rebo, our Glow Up Bloom target. We'll discuss the combo a little bit. Form of Synchron, part of our combo. Omega, because we play tuner and non-tuners, and also we're going to shuffle our banished cards into the graveyard, so Omega's very good for the deck. Shinobi Sun Saga, part of our combo. Gigantic 3500 beater, that also allows us to pop a card. And then for super poly targets, we play Double Dragon. Dragon Necro. This is our super poly target for zombies, so this is why we can main deck super poly. Also, keep in mind that he's a dragon. Why? I have no idea. His name is Dragon Necro, right? Necro. You know, yeah, I know there's dragon in there, but he's Necro, and he requires 2 zombies. I would think he'd be more zombie. He looks more zombie than a dragon, in my opinion. But he's a dragon. This is important to note because you cannot bring him out if you have the zombie lock on there. If you have a zombie on the field, right? So if zombie world's active, you have rivalry, and you have any zombie on the field, right? If this is your field, you cannot use super poly because you're trying to bring out a dragon. Right? You're trying to bring out a dragon. So unless your field is empty, you can't use super poly under the lock. Still 100% worth running the lock and super poly still in general. But yep, we play, you know, starting Venom, I know a generic dark super poly target, Mud Dragon, generic super poly target. I Team C heroes everywhere at locals, so there's always like at least one hero player, you know, per local tournament. So I like to have the Trinity as a super poly target. Plus, Darklaw is very painful and annoying. So to be able to get rid of him instantly is pretty nice. And that's it for the extra deck. Now I'm gonna show you guys a really cool combo that allows us to basically get a very solid board. It's just really good. It's really good. So I'll explain now what it does. So let's just say we have I mean, there's multiple ways to really do this. So let's just say we have Shiranui and we have, I don't know. There's multiple ways really to get into this. But let's say we have, I don't know, Mizuki in hand. There are multiple ways to get through with this, very multiple ways. But let's just say this is our starting hand, right? What we can do is we can normal summon, activate Tribute to bring out our Unizombie. Our Unizombie's effect will activate to send from our hand the Mizuki, right? Activate effect again to Foolish Burial, our Banshee. Now this could be vice versa. So if Banshee's in our hand, it'll be the way around, right? Foolish Burial, the Mizuki from hand, Banshee goes to the grave, right? As long as these two are in the grave, that's the objective right there. So now we've already activated both of their effects. We can activate Mizuki, banish him for cost, to bring back the Banshee or Solitaire. It doesn't matter who you bring out. Now we have a tuner and non-tuner. So we can, and we're not locked to anything just yet. We can go into our Needle Fiber. I like Needle Fiber, right? This sounds cooler. Using our tuner, non-tuner, activate the effect to bring out our tuner. Now, Glow Up Bloom, its effect activates in the graveyard. So we know that Hagifibrax, he negates the effect of that tuner, but that's no problem because his effect will still resolve. It will still resolve even in the grave. Now that we have our level 1 and we have Hagifibrax, now we can link away into Linkuriboh using Glow Up Bloom. Glow Up Bloom effect is going to activate. It's going to banish for cost to try and special summon out of the deck or to add to hand. I'm going to now chain Banshee to activate a zombie world because Glow Up Bloom will only special summon if we have zombie world active. So I'll chain Banshee to activate zombie world, right? So now our zombie world is active. Oh, it's right here. And then Glow Up Bloom effect resolves to special summon Baller Drop. It doesn't have to be, it no longer has to be added to the hand because now we have Zombie World on the field. Next, we're going to use two. Now that we have Zombie World active, everyone's a zombie, which means Linkuriboh is one. Which means now I can use these two to go into Vampire Sucker, right? And we end phase. Now the combo doesn't stop there. So end phase, right? Then their draw phase goes, right? Then their standby phase goes. Doom King effect activates, special summon him. A zombie monster was revived from the grave. Sucker activates. So now we get to draw our card, right? So now we just drew a card for that. And then during our opponent's turn, we can activate Hagifibrax, right? To tribute him. I meant banish. We can banish him to special summon our Formula Synchron, right? If you time it right, Formula Synchron will be able to make us draw another card. So now we draw two cards. And then we can synchro summon using him and Baller Drop at any point in time to go into our Sun Saga, right? 2 + 8 is 10. So now we go into our Sun Saga. Sun Saga's effect activates, right? If he's special summoned, we get to return any of our zombie synchro monsters that are banished or in the graveyard, right? Which this is Formula Synchron because Zombie World is now a zombie, right? Then we get to shuffle this back into our extra deck. Then we get to destroy that many cards. And that is non-targeting. So we get an additional pop on our opponent's turn, and then we have also a 3500 beat stick, and then we have Baller Drop back in the graveyard, and that's our little combo we can make thanks to Hagifibrax. We got to draw two cards. Baller Drop's in the grave. Remember, you might want to use up Baller Drop's effects first before you do that, but it's something you can do if needed. And remember also that Synchron is a zombie on the field, so when he activates his effect to bring out to synchro summon, Baller Drops effect triggers, so you can then, that also could be used to banish your opponent's monsters. So really cool combo that it does. And that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of a lengthy video, but I can't help it. Love the deck so much, so I want to talk about it as much as I could. Hope you guys enjoyed playing it. Maybe this will get reprinted. It's a little pricey, you know, right now, Baller Drop, because it only came out in a structure deck, but it is what it is. And that's basically it, guys. Peace.